G'day everyone, Jason here with another review of some Masterverse figures. These are more Revelation figures. So we have Stinkor. So there he is in the packet. Evil Master of Odors. Artwork on the side. And then a bio and artwork on the back. And showing the other three characters in this wave. Then we have Fisto. So we got the back there. The heroic master of hand-to-hand combat. There he is in the box. Fisto. Then we have Andra, the heroic officer of Eternos. And then we've got the back there. And then the artwork on the side with the mask on. And then finally, we've got Scareglow. So the evil ghost of Skeletor. And we have this great artwork on the back. And Scareglow's bio. And then that great artwork on the side as well. So let's open these up and take a look at them outside the box. Okay, so first up is Andra. So here she is, really nice head sculpt there, love the hair. She's got some soft goods. She's got a little blaster on her arm. Similar sort of get up to Tila, sort of a modern style combat suit. We'll take the soft goods off in a second, have a look. And she comes with the helmet head. So it's just a helmet that has the breathing tube around the side. So I'm assuming you can just pop that on and then it can go underneath the cape. It has a blast effect, which I think goes into her little wrist gauntlet. So that's there with a sort of a semi-transparent red. And then she has some relaxed hands, a gripping hand, or two gripping hands, and that's it. But no other weapons to speak of. So yeah, so as I said, really nice sculpt there with the hair and the headband. And we'll just take the soft goods off and just have a look. Now they come on a different way, but I set them up so that they look like the actual base. But basically it's a hooded cape with two wraparound pieces and a little bit of Velcro. That is the soft goods. But yeah, so articulation, head, doesn't look back. Oh, pops off. So it can only look back a little way, down, left and right. Has a free floating belt around the waist, and then arms go up. There is a shoulder pad here which does obviously block it a little bit. Got the blaster, so we got the double elbows, again really good range there, and that's the gauntlet or the blaster. If we can get that around to the top, we can turn the hand, and then if we grab this, we can plug that in, so she is actually blasting there. Other than that, she has all the same sort of articulation as the other figures in this wave. So she has a little bit of side to side movement there. She has rocking back and forward, not too much because of the belt and this piece here. As I said, all the paint really nice, everything is crisp. She has a little bit of a skirt here on the side, but she can kick all the way up, she can kick all the way out. There is a twist at the top of those boots, double knee, oh look at that, and then there is a standard boot cut there, and then rocker and pivots. So that is Andrea. And then if we pop off her head, we pop on, which is very tight, so that sort of gives her the Boba Fett sort of look. And then if we get this hood, I think the hood's actually supposed to go over the top of that and then wrap around and tie at the back. So it crosses over at the front and goes around, but basically you want it sort of set up so that the mask is under the hood. But I think I'll be displaying her with just the standard head. So that is Andra. So next up is Fisto. So really nice face sculpt there. The paint, the hair, everything about that face is just spectacular. He's got the silver sort of flecked metal on the armor, and the fist, while it's a different color, it is actually metal. It's solid. It's a heavy piece of metal. That's plastic, but the actual fist itself is metal. And then he's got a standard fist on the other side, and then he's got the furry undies and the boots with the wrap. So yeah, really nice figure. Again, paint is top notch, no issues at all with the figure. And then he comes with a karate chop hand, or a slapping hand, or a relaxed hand, whatever you want to call it, and also a sword holding hand. And speaking of swords, he comes with his sword in this wonderful metallic purple and metallic silver on the blade. And again, paintwork on that is very crisp, very nice. So that is his sword, and that is Fisto. So let's just have a look, but he's pretty much the standard sort of articulation. His head turns left and right. He can look down because he can sort of go inside his armor there a bit, look up slightly but not much, but he can sort of go down like that. He does, there is a sort of a, yeah, it's a bit hard under the armor, so he doesn't get too much movement, but he does have the standard swivel, and then everything else is pretty much the same. So legs, double joint in the arms. His fist only spins, doesn't come off, but it is solid metal, which is pretty amazing. And then obviously probably want to switch out this one for his gripping hand. We can get that in, and then we can get that sword. Oh, nice tight grip, so he can then hold the sword, have the fist, and he is ready for battle. So there is Fisto. So next we have Stinkor. So there he is. So he is, it's a strange combination of the original figure, the cartoon, and the 2000X series, because he's got the gas bottles sort of on the back, and he does come with a very 2000X inspired sort of alternate head. But we've got the skunk that looks suspiciously like Merman. He's a bit difficult to stand up. He has got that armor, so hopefully we'll see that again on, say, Mechanic. He's got the red gloves, he's got the red furry undies and the belt, and then he has the monster feet. So he has in red the claws, but as I said, the gas mask on the back, and then obviously here the gas bottles on the back, and then obviously the alternate head with the slightly closed eyes and the gas mask on. So you do have that option to display him in a more 2000X style. And then he has a gripping hand, and he has a flat high five hand, and he has a blue shield. It's a metallic blue on the outside. There's a little bit of a sparkle there. And then it has the two straps, so one to go over the forearm, and then one for the flat hand to fit through. So let's have a closer look at Stinkor. So again, articulation, the main thing is his head doesn't really go back very far because he's got this fur here, and his head sort of juts out a bit. The armor also obviously restricts him. He can move to the left and to the right, but he doesn't have too much movement there. The gas bottles are all part of it, but again, the paint's really good. There is a little bit of a scrape there where it's these are obviously blue as well, and they've just been painted orange, and there's a bit scraped off, unfortunately. That's one of the first paint blemishes I've had on a figure, but otherwise he's got the white fur down the arms, he's got all the usual articulation. Feet, once again, the twist here at the boot is very loose. Like, one is fine and then the other one is super loose. So I don't know if that's just the weather out here in Longreach, but we'll pop this head off if we can, and try popping on the alternate head. So basically then you get him, I don't think that's on, no. It's a tight fit on the head, might need some heat, but basically you get him then with the gas mask on, and then I'm imagining, oh no, he can just go straight on. Might be easy with the flat hand, but you could probably get it over this one. Yep, so you can get it to hold the shield, so he can have the shield, so he's more of a defensive and uses his odorous body to otherwise fight our heroes. So that is Stinkor, and he doesn't smell. And last but no means least in this wave is Scareglow. So we've got the skull face there, we've got the paint on the body. He does have a soft good cloak at the back. He's got a little bit of a wrap there. There's a little bit more paint work on the legs, and then he's got the boots, and then the paint on the hands as well. You've got the bones there. The hands are a little bit sort of translucent, so I don't know if his whole body's translucent and it's painted white. But yeah, you can see you got those staring eyes there. He's got the molded piece of cape, and then he has the cloth cape, and then on the back he's just matte black. So that's him there, and his halberd, spear, whatever you want to call it. So that's that, and then the only spares he comes with is a fist, and the it's really nice that the all the bones are painted on that fist, and then he has his slapping hand, so open hand, and you can probably see the translucency there. If we bring it up into the light, you can see that you can sort of see through the fingers a little bit, so it just gives it a sort of a ghostly feel. Now I'm not sure what, if any, of Scareglow is glow in the dark, but hopefully he's charging up as we speak. But articulation wise, his head can obviously rotate. It is limited a little bit by the cape, but he can look down quite well. He can look up slightly, no real tilt, but he can turn around. His arms and everything are all the standard movement. The cape doesn't do too much. I think if you pop the head off, you could take the cape off, but basically it doesn't sort of hinder the movement. He can look a little bit forward and he can go a little bit back. I do like the fact that it is painted underneath, so that when he goes back, you can see all of his rib cage still. So the paint work is still pretty good. There's a little crack there on the bone in his arm, but otherwise, yeah, really nice paint on the sides. The boots have sort of a metallic fleck to them as well. He does have the cuts up the side, so ultimately he can kick out the legs. And if we look there, you've got the bone painted on each leg, and otherwise all the standard sort of movements. And I think, yeah, he looks good with that pose with the finger out and the cape sort of billowing. Capes, you know, it's soft goods, it's a bit dodgy, but you can get it to hold its shape nicely. So I guess the only thing to see is he's been charging under the light here, so we might find out. We'll turn the studio lights off in the background, and then we will turn the main light that's putting him on and see whether we get any glow. So just the head. So it's a nice glow though. So yeah, So quite a nice glow, but only the head. Does look quite good with that glowing skull. So that is Scareglow. So there's the full wave. So 2 heroes, 2 villains. Now comes the tough decision, favourites. I'm going to have to give it to Stinkor, I think, for this particular wave. I think he's certainly the more interesting of the lot. And then I've got a soft spot for Fisto, so he would be second. And then probably Scareglow next, and Andra like last, but only because she's a new character, and obviously the other characters I have grown up with. So yeah, so that would be my picks from this particular wave. Again, all of the figures are really good. I can't complain about any of them. They're just hitting it out of the park, I think, with these Masterverse figures. And I'm looking forward to getting some non-Revelation Masterverse figures in the next few months. Lots of orders, lots of pre-orders in with Big Bad Toy Store. And hopefully lots more He-Man and the Masters of the Universe to come.